Hi friends, welcome to this video. Welcome to the March studio vlog. That's the month it is. I just wanted to give a quick intro before I start doing things because if I don't, I'll forget to do an intro. So here we are. I'm really in the mood to paint right now, and I don't know why. So I think I'm gonna mess around with some gouache. This is acrylic gouache? Is it acrylic gouache? I don't know. Is this gouache? If it'll focus. This is what we're gonna be working with because I feel like using it. I really feel like sketching maybe like one of the new Pokemon characters, one of the new generation, maybe doing a little painting of it. I only have about an hour and a half before bed, so I don't know if I'll get around to the actual painting portion or if I'm just gonna be like doing sketches, but that's what we're doing. I'm also hoping to hear from a convention whether or not I am getting in as a vendor this week. I am learning I'm a very impatient person because I am that person that will go back to my phone every hour and refresh my email to see if I've gotten an email yet. And at this point, I'm just accepting that I'm not getting an email today. But I'm also waiting for an email from the place I'm hoping to do my wedding through. So also waiting for that. So more refreshing. So I'm just waiting a lot, and I don't know if it's stressing me out, and that's what's making me want to paint and do stuff, because a lot of times when I feel really inspired or creative, it's because I am a little bit stressed, and sometimes I just want to do stuff. I think that's hopefully the case of this. I don't think I'm that stressed. I'm just waiting, and I don't like waiting. Anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. I'll insert some shots. I don't really know what else I'll be working on this month. If I do find out I'm getting into that convention, we're probably going to start prepping stuff because I do have some like keychains and things that I want to make, and I need to order those through a third party. So I need to go through the whole design process and then ordering and then getting them in the next 3 months if I get in, because it is mid-June. So that is the plan. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys had a great March, because it'll be past March by the time this is up. Let's get to sketching.
Listening into my little voiceover. I hope that you like the video. Bye bye. Kisses. XOXO. I'm gonna have to like rethink all my storage, shelving, no closet situation. So that's a whole thing I'm not tackling yet, but it is on my mind. It's very much on my mind. So I officially will be moving into a studio next month.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief.
Hey, I am back. I just wanted to show you the final result of my little painting. It turned out like this. I think it actually turned out pretty cute. I ended up trimming it down more because the Pokemon was so small, it like felt too small for the page, so I just trimmed it around the edges. I originally had these painted like a red color, and I just didn't like the way it looked. It popped too much. It was like darker than the outlines on the flowers, and I thought it was too distracting, so I ended up painting over it with like a white cream color, and I think it looks much better. I think you can still kind of tell that there was something underneath it, but that's fine. I'm in a really weird, like, experimental mood right now, if I'm being honest. Like, I want to paint and do stuff, but I want to just make a mess and see what works and what doesn't work. So I have a few hours before I need to start cooking dinner, so I think I'm gonna just, like, throw some paint at things and just like see what happens. There are some more experimental methods that I want to test and just see if they'll work and see what I can create. So I don't know how much I'll film. My other, like when I was filming this, my camera died. So I don't know. I also might be doing a convention, and so I feel like I need to make some fan art, and I have some other paintings that I feel like I should work on, but I'm just not in the mood. I just want to like experiment. So I'm gonna let myself do that because sometimes I have a hard time experimenting because I feel like the things that I make need to look good. So while I'm in this mindset of let's just try some things and see what happens, I feel like I should take advantage of it. So that's what we're gonna do. I hope you guys are drinking some tea or some water. Maybe you're painting along with this video. Don't feel pressured for your things to look beautiful. You don't have to share everything you make on social media. I am trying to show some of my processes in my stories and my posts because sometimes things just are ugly. Sometimes you try something and it does not work, but now you know, you learned something. So let's get into it.
Something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hi friends, it has been a moment since I've given it any sort of update. Hopefully this is not a super weird angle, but I just wanted to kind of show the studio. I have rearranged since last time I have filmed anything. Basically what I did was I had two bookshelves over here and I squished one here, and then there's three on this wall now. And basically what that did was that allowed me to get this table, this black one right here, into this room. So I'm getting a heat press. The deal that I struck with Thomas was that I would make shirts for him and his friends for his friend's bachelor party trip. They really wanted like tank tops with some stuff printed on it, and I said like I could design something, but I have no way of actually getting it on the shirt, so then you would have to send the design or whatever to some place that could print it. And so he was like, well, what if I just bought you a heat press? And then I was like, that's fine. They're about 200 bucks. It depends on the model you get. And the one that he got, I think, comes with the attachments so you could do like mugs and hats and stuff like that too, which is really nice. And realistically, I think it is a pretty fair trade because I have to buy the vinyl and I'm gonna have to print and design whatever it is, and then also buy the shirts that it's being printed on. So I think that the cost is actually gonna come out pretty even, but I get a heat press out of it, which is pretty nice. So that's why everything's been rearranged. It did take me several hours because the bookshelves, the top of them has screws into the wall so that if there were an earthquake or something, they hopefully wouldn't just like completely collapse. And then I had to like, these two, I had to kind of like inch over. It was kind of annoying, but we got it there. And I think it looks nice. I actually kind of like having the chair in front of the books like that. But yeah, that's my main update. I am also working on a commission for a coworker. He's in a really small band. They're called Slowbro, like Slowbro the Pokemon. And he kind of just like wanted a logo. I started with him wanting like maybe tattoo designs, and then he saw my Pokemon stuff and then was like, oh yeah, we need a logo. So I am working on a logo. It's basically a Slowbro but millennial, so like beanie and stuff, and then kind of like sad boy energy. So it's actually kind of interesting, and I'm playing around with vectors. So I would like to do this project in a vector, that way once I give him the image, he can scale it to whatever scale he wants. So the nice thing about vectors is that they're not going to get pixelated if you stretch them super large or make them super tiny. They should look good no matter what size you have them in. And so it's something I've been meaning to play around with for a while and just not gotten around to, and I feel like this project is the perfect opportunity for that. So the next thing I have to talk about, sorry I'm talking so much, is I got off work a little bit early today. I left early because I've stayed late the last couple days, and so I figured I would just, I'm salary, so I try not to work more than 40 hours a week, so I figured if I leave early today, it kind of makes up for it. So I stopped by Value Village on my way home because I wanted to get some cheap shirts to mess around with in the heat press. Currently, Thomas gave me some white t-shirts. I think when we were in Oregon, he forgot to bring a white t-shirt to wear underneath the white like tux shirt that he had to wear for the wedding, and so we bought a pack, but the smallest pack that he could find at Target was a 10 pack, so he gave me half of them to play around with. But I want to play around with my white vinyl, so I got some cheap shirts to mess around with from Value Village. I figured it was an easy place to get like decent quality shirts for a really low price. So I'll just show you the shirts. Let me grab something. So I tried to get some for him and then a couple for me as well. So this first shirt, I paid $6 for it, but it has a tag. And I don't think it's ever been worn before, which is always nice. And it's Lee. But it's just like a simple shirt. And it's got this little pocket. And I want to play around with either printing something on the pocket itself or printing like part of a design above and then part of it on top. Like I was kind of thinking like doing a cat and like cat paws on the thing. I don't really know. I just kind of want to mess around with the pocket and doing like a very simple design there. And then I got this navy shirt, which is Old Navy. Can't go wrong with Old Navy. This one was cheaper. This one was $3.49, and because I do want to just kind of like, as soon as I get the heat press, print one or two things, I'm thinking maybe doing my like Squirtle Squad design on this one, because I think it would print onto it pretty easily and it kind of would go with the blue. Maybe, I don't know. And then I got this other navy shirt, which I've never heard of this brand. It's like Francisco Toli or something, but it was only $2.99, so it was a cheap shirt. And then for myself, and honestly, this isn't a color that I would normally wear. It's yellow, so I might just put a cute design on it and sell it. I don't know. I like this kind of like almost faded fabric feel to it. It's universal thread, never heard of it. It's an extra small, so it would fit me. Would I look good in this? I don't know. I don't normally wear very bright colors. Part of that is I wear a lot of black because I don't like to stand out, if I'm being 100% honest. And also, I feel like when I wear short sleeves in the summer and stuff, when you get sweaty, things like this color, it's gonna show if you have sweaty pits. Maybe that's TMI, but like, that's part of why I sometimes avoid wearing lighter colors if I know it's a hot day and I'm gonna be sweating. But I got this one, again, for a similar reason. It has a pocket, so I can mess around with a pocket design, or I could do a full-on design, but I think I might just go with a pocket design in this one. Like, I could even do, like, a pot and then, like, a flower coming out or multiple flowers or something like that. And then I got just this normal black t-shirt. This is more like something I would wear. And it was $2.99, so it was pretty cheap. And this one is actually made well, size extra, extra small, but it looks like it would fit me and just be one of those like more tight ones. I'm not sure what I would print on this, but I kind of want to print maybe my Stitch design or something like that. I don't know. We're at like, you will see me when I start playing with stuff. Nothing's been decided. I also have a green like oversized t-shirt. I think it's a small, but maybe it's a medium. I think it's a small, but it like the small is kind of large on me. You know, for women, our sizes are just all over the place. So it's a small, but it is baggy on me. I mostly have been wearing it to bed, but there's a like line drawing thing that I did a while ago that has like mountains, and I think it might have the Space Needle and stuff on it, that skyline, and I kind of want to put that on the shirt and see how that would look. And so that's all the art stuff I got, but I also got a book while I was there. Somehow I missed the release of this. I was walking by the book aisle because every once in a while you can find good deals on books. It's cheap there. Like, I only bought this for $4, and does it say the price? The price of this in the US would be $23. So I saved myself $19 by buying this at Value Village, and it's really good condition. There's like a little bit of wear and tear up here, but like it's hardly nothing. But I walked by and I was like, I don't recognize the title of this book. So I looked on Goodreads and I've read the first 5 books in the series, but not this one. So I decided to go ahead and pick it up. There weren't any other books that I didn't look very hard. I just skimmed, because there are a couple books where I own the first 1 or 2 books in the series and would like to get the books later. This one, I didn't realize another book came out, so it was just a happy accident that I found it. So I'm gonna put this on my bookshelf, and the reason I did this whole haul right now is because it is Friday after work, and I always start my laundry Friday after work, so I'm gonna throw these in the laundry before I do anything else with them, because they've got that Value Village smell. I also feel like I should probably wash my hands after being there. In Washington, the mask mandate is down, but places like Value Village and stuff where you're acquiring people's old things, I wore a mask in there because it just made me feel a little more comfortable. So I'm gonna wash these, wash my hands, and go about my day. Probably try to work on that logo this weekend. I would like to finish it this weekend if possible. I would like to figure out how to use the heat press this weekend. So we're gonna be doing a lot this weekend. The actual shirts themselves, I think like 2 months to print. They're not going on their trip until the beginning of June, and it is mid-March right now. So I have, April, May, I have about 2.5 months, but I'm going to need to order the shirts online. So I'm hoping I'll get sizes from everybody in the next like month and a half, so I have time to order those, get them in, and then print and cut and put everything in. And that's the other thing, is I have to figure out the Cricut settings for how to cut this heat transfer vinyl, so that might take some time as well. Anyway, sorry for rambling so much. I'll insert some clips of me doing things next. Hopefully. Hey guys, on my phone because I never recharged my camera, but as you can hear, I have this cutting something out. It is a design that I'm going to attempt to put on a shirt. I haven't gotten the heat press yet, but I wanted to mess around with the paper and see if I could get the cut settings correct. This is just plain white iron-on paper, but I also have paper that's meant to be printed on, and I'll mess around with that next. think I probably chose one of the harder designs that I already had drawn to weed out, because there's so many little pieces in here. All my other designs would have been just like cut around the edge. But I think this is the one that's probably best suited for a shirt. So I'm just gonna go for it. I hope that me leaving fingerprints all over this isn't an issue. All right, so I got that one cut out, and now I don't know if I'm very impressed with the way this printed. It doesn't look like it printed great. I'm going to attempt to cut this out and get it on a shirt. I don't love the way that it printed. I don't know how well you can see, but like you have some white bleeding up in there and like around the mouth and stuff, and I'm not really sure. I don't know why. So when I tried printing it with just normal settings, it left like lines in the black part of the glasses, and you can see it's like kind of bleeding over a bit. I'm not sure why. I set for this to print high standard and as a heat transfer on my printer. When you print from Cricut, you have the option to print using the print dialog box, and that was the only way that I could get it to do that. So I'm going to attempt to cut it out and attempt to put it on a shirt, but I don't know how happy I am with this. Worst case scenario, really though, like this will be a shirt that I sleep in or do art in or do other experiments in. I also just got the heat press in and it's set up. I don't know how to use it, so we're gonna figure that out. But I figure, you know, if I mess something up, it's not printed the best, and with shirts I got for free, I'm not gonna cry about it, you know? So we're just gonna mess around and see if we can get it to work. Okay, so this is what I managed to make for myself. Wow, now you really can't see it. I think it looks pretty good, but of all the designs, I think this is the one that could fall apart the most just because it's such thin lines. I'm also printing another one. The Squirtle worked okay, but the paper got kind of shredded. So I'm hoping I can do a different cut setting. I feel like I'm really wasting this paper, which is unfortunate, but I don't know that it's my favorite. I might try another brand when I run out of this stuff, just because of the way that it performs when it prints. And like, look at that, already scratched. And I don't understand why. I think it's when it does this, it's doing like a registration marks, it's slowly scratching the paper. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to get any better results, which is unfortunate. Okay, so looking at it, I think what's happening is that these little things are scratching this paper, and I don't know if there's any way around that. Like, I guess I could put another piece of paper on top of it and then use higher pressure settings to make sure it cuts all the way through. But I don't know how else to avoid that. I might just have to try a different type of paper because this is going to be an issue. Okay, so I think all the Cricut needs to cut are these registration lines. So I cut some printer paper, just a little bit less than that, and then taped them down in the hopes that it'll print with this on top and that the little roller thingies won't scratch the actual vinyl. I'm just hoping it doesn't need to like see these lines to cut, so we'll see. The other thing I don't know is if the normal cut settings for iron-on vinyl will be strong enough to cut through the paper plus the vinyl, so we'll see, I guess. Okay, so not sure if that worked. This like kind of got everywhere, but let's see. So it looks like where the paper stayed in place worked relatively well, so I think what I need to do next time is use a glue stick and glue the paper to the outside, which seems a little bit ridiculous, so I'll probably order some other paper and mess around with it and see if I can get that to work any better. Also, I don't know what's going on with, oh, it's just not flat. Yeah, I think I will put it on a shirt though, a white one, because you can see these white outlines, which I'm not terribly happy with. So this is what it looks like on. I did set up my camera to like film me doing this, and then I never hit record, so I'm sorry, but this is the final result. Not bad actually, but there were a couple parts where it cut weird, like there, and then like up here. But other than that, I think this turned out better than the other one, so I guess we're just gonna have to go with that weird method of cutting it. All right, day 2 of printing and doing this t-shirt stuff. I bought a new paper because I wasn't happy with the other one. I think I talked about yesterday how the little like wheels on the Cricut were cutting the paper, or like kind of just destroying it. Not really cutting straight through, but just making it look not so nice. So I got a new paper and we're hoping this looks better. Already, I feel like the print quality is better. Because on the other one you had some like bleeding of the ink and stuff, so already I think it looks nicer, but we'll see how it handles the Cricut and how it actually presses on. The other paper, I felt like it was really nice once it was on the shirt. It was just, I couldn't really get it through the Cricut very well. So we're gonna try that. I'll let you know how it goes. This is the moment of truth. I will say the paper feels thicker, so I'm kind of worried it's not gonna be as nice once it gets on the shirt, but if it can survive my Cricut, that would be nice. Nope, it's having the same issue. Look at that. Darn it. I don't know how to fix that. Okay, so clearly that didn't work the best. Like, this got kind of nasty. And this is gross. What I want to see is if I can move these. Oh, I can. I wonder if I can move these over to keep it from damaging the paper. Like, I don't know how well it'll be able to grab on if I'm doing this, but let me see. Probably pull that over a little bit more. That shouldn't be on the design anymore. Maybe that'll help. I have some extra things that I printed yesterday that I didn't cut because I wasn't happy with, so I'm just gonna mess around with cutting these and see if that works, because right now I'm liking this paper better than this paper, only because what on earth even happened with this cutting? I don't know. Okay, so this is with the old paper. I think that actually worked a lot better. The only thing is I think I need to add a bleed so that when it cuts, you know, we're not getting this white, and I might need to recalibrate it again. I'm gonna try doing this one with a bleed though and see what happens, but with this paper. All right, this is the moment of truth. And also I was talking about adding, like basically they make this area thicker, the buffer area, I don't remember what it's called, but on some of them it like doesn't pick up what it's supposed to do properly. So you see like it has this blue instead of doing the black, so it doesn't always work very well. To be fair, I didn't try to cut it out, so maybe it would have worked, like it would have gone around like that, and just like, I don't know, does that make sense? Probably not. We're gonna try to cut this. We're gonna see how it goes. I also cleaned off my blade a little bit and there was some crud stuck on it, so hopefully that'll get it to cut a little bit smoother. Okay, I think this definitely did better. Having that extra buffering looks better. The letters I'm still not super impressed with, and it did scratch a little bit, but I think this one, I think I scratched it, and this one I think was actually the like little knife in the Cricut when it was trying to find all the guidelines. So the paper actually says not to press it for 5 minutes until after it was printed to let the ink dry. So I think what I'm going to try to do is not cut it for 5 minutes after printing it to see if that makes any difference, because I'm wondering if the ink is still like a little bit wet and that's causing it to rip or tear a little bit more easily, and I don't know. We're gonna try it. If that doesn't work, I'm done for the day. I can only do so much. All right, this one has been sitting for probably a good 15 minutes after being printed. I'm also going to do a lighter pressure setting because when I was peeling this up, the letters were completely cut out, like even the backing. So I'm doing less pressure to see if that'll keep it from fraying the edges so much. So let's see. Okay, so I let it sit and dry for the 15 minutes, but as you can see, it's still kind of scratched. And it looks like this one didn't cut as nicely as the other one, which is kind of annoying. Like you can see these lines didn't quite line up as well. Okay, so I really just can't get it to print the way I want it to. Like this, it just really will not cut well. The letters are horrible on this paper. I tried adjusting the settings to what someone said online. It does not have as many issues. Like there's a little scuff, but that's it. So I think I'm gonna try to reprint this, but I'm gonna print it with a border and see if that works better. And then what I think I'm gonna do is add the letters to a separate design and then just use a different type of vinyl to print that isn't colored because it's just not working. Okay, so this to me looks worlds better. Basically all I did was I added this white outline, which you can do in the Cricut Maker app. And this, I think I should have filled in a little bit more because it did have a trouble with that. So I took my X-Acto knife and cut it out. I might do a little bit more because it still doesn't look great, but I mean, this is so much better than it was before. Did not scratch at all. So thank God. I'm now going to use white vinyl to print out the words. What I did was in my Cricut app, I just separated it into two different designs. I just had one for the words and it's going to be cut only, and then one with print and cut. If you want to see this whole process, let me know. I can upload a whole video about how I am deciding to do this, but it might take a month or two as I play around with it. I actually have a scrap from when I was messing around yesterday that I think is big enough for the words, so I'm just going to use that instead of using a whole nother piece of paper. Okay, so the words are backwards because this side is sticky, so it'll stick to the shirt, and I put this side down, but I think I had some pixelation on my letters when I did them in Procreate, and so you get this kind of like weird texture, but honestly, I kind of don't mind it, so I'm just gonna take it. So it's gonna look something like this, but I think this requires longer, so I'm going to put this down first, use the heat press, and then add this. And I think I also need to cut around because I don't want this to be on this vinyl in case it causes issues. Okay, so I have my paper on there. Let's smush him down. Hit start. So normally for this vinyl, you wouldn't need to put anything over it, but because I have this already on here, I'm going to put this paper covering him so that there aren't issues with him getting stuck. Maybe I should cut this paper so it's just covering him and not this, because I don't want to keep it from getting the heat that it needs. So I'm going to cut this, put it back on. I have extra of this paper, and then we're going to press it again. There. Now we can press it again, but for not as long this time. So this thing says that you could peel it hot or cold, but it's not wanting to peel, and I used a higher heat setting because this one needs higher heat, so I'm going to let this cool for a bit, and then I'm going to come back and try to lift it off. Alright, well, I feel like this is a pretty accurate representation of me trying to get the different printable papers and my Cricut and everything to work and get onto this t-shirt, but I think in the end it turned out okay. Let me know if you think I just ruined this shirt or not. Worst case scenario, I think this shirt was like $3 or $4 from the thrift store, so it's really not that big of a deal, but I do look forward to wearing this. I will let you know what happens when I start washing them, because that's when things could really go wrong. It does say, they do give instructions. It says to use like low heat and wash them inside out, but realistically, if I give these to people, just assume that they're not going to do what they need to do. So I might wash one or two purposely as bad as I can with the highest heat setting and everything and not inside out, just to see what happens. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm done. If you were wondering, this is what it looks like on. I don't think it's too bad. I think maybe I shouldn't have tilted it as much so that the words were a little more on the bottom and less on the side, but it's not too bad. Okay guys, this is an update on the shirt after I washed it. I did wear it to work. I had no issues wearing it, but then when I washed it, it got like crinkly like this and then like started fading, and I don't know why. The vinyl that I didn't print on, like this, looks perfect. No issues. And I feel like this had one or two little places where it's like starting peeling almost. Like, yeah, right here. I don't know that you can really see it, but it's starting to come up a tiny bit. And I don't know why. I'm going to see if I can put this back under the heat press with a paper on top and press it back down. I know that these little white patches will still be there, but I just want to see if that will flatten it again. But I don't know how to fix this. So I'm going to do a little bit of research and see if maybe I didn't press it long enough. I did dry it on low heat, so I don't think it's a heat issue. So I'm not really sure what the issue could be, but I'm just going to keep playing with it and experimenting until I get it right. Also, I am going to end the vlog here because it's almost the end of the month. There's like a couple more days, but I would like to edit this vlog this weekend so I can get it up and have it ready to go. And I did get accepted into a street fair in Seattle, which is kind of intimidating because I think it's the biggest event that I will have done and definitely the most expensive event. So next month's vlog will be me prepping for that. I need to do some designs. I'd like to get some new keychains printed. I might try to print some lanyards and washi tape as well. And I need to like figure out my display and stuff. I will have a full booth this time and I'll be using my canopy like the first time that I did an event. But this time I have that second table that I bought, the smaller one. So I have two tables that I can use so I can have a bigger setup. So I need to see how I'm going to arrange everything because I don't want to use two tables if it's going to look empty. But at the same time, having two tables would be nice to be able to display more merch. Because it is a street fair, I'll probably be taking some like paint pours that I did on canvases and some like actually like original art stuff versus when I do conventions, it's mostly the stickers, the keychains, the buttons and stuff like that. That's the stuff that really sells and less the original art. But when I've done street fairs in the past, the actual like paintings and stuff actually sold the most. It was that and stickers. So I'm probably going to try to make some small original paintings, and I have some things on canvas that I might bring just to see if they'll sell. I've sold paint pours at my first event. I sold quite a few. I have some smaller ones, so I might see about doing a few of those as well. But I have like 2 or 3 on canvas, so I'm going to bring those. Anyway, I'm rambling. Stay tuned for the next vlog if you want to see me prep for a event. And then I also applied for an event in June, so I might have an event in May and in June. So it's gonna be a fun summer. Anyway, stay tuned. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications if you enjoy my videos. I typically upload every Sunday. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.